Much love and power to you guys. Today I want to speak about my spiritual awakening and also what a spiritual awakening is, and the fact that we live in times of awakening on the planet. And I also want to speak about Kundalini energy and how it actually awakens. And I really want to share my story because I feel like I'm in a moment in my life where I'm really going back home into myself, and I'm supposed to go back home into myself because after all these rough experiences that I've had, it actually feels good to realize that there is always light at the end of the tunnel, and I can always, and in a way I've always been home. We are always home, we are always in our pure state maybe. But what happens is the fact that we go through suffering sometimes, and it feels like we feel disconnected. We feel disconnected from our higher self, we feel disconnected from our true essence, we feel disconnected from our true being. Okay, now a spiritual awakening is when we really get to realize that we are actually more than we think we are. For me, it was that moment where I felt like anything was actually possible. It's like a spiritual awakening is an awakening of the senses. You know, it's like you are entering a new state of consciousness where you really see life with different eyes. And it was pretty exciting to actually get to know that there is a conscious universe and consciousness is real, and we get to have amazing gifts, we get to have amazing power, we get to be connected to our true self, our true source. We get to actually stay connected to that part of ourselves that has the potential to really maybe influence the world and shift the world. Now, what is a spiritual awakening? A spiritual awakening is strongly related to life force energy, which is Kundalini energy. Okay, a spiritual awakening is the awakening of the serpent that is at the back of the spine. And this Kundalini energy is divine life force energy. It is feminine energy that once awakened can actually open your chakra system and can actually influence your body, your DNA, your consciousness. It can actually show you things about life that you never thought were possible to be seen before. At least it showed that for me. It showed me that there was a different way in which it showed me that there were actually levels to this universe. There were actually levels to human consciousness. It really put me into a process where it really killed my ego. It really killed that part of myself that was living in limits. It really changed my belief systems. Belief system. It really showed me that there is actually another way of living. And it was pretty exciting. So when it started, it started with anxiety. It started with anxiety because when this energy awakens, it actually cleanses your chakra system. It cleanses your energetic body. It cleanses your glands. It cleanses your DNA. And of course, we as humans, we have repressed memories. We have memories in our cellular body that are stuck since childhood maybe. We have experiences that we haven't accepted that are being stuck in our emotional body. But what I come to realize was the fact that when this energy awakens, you may experience really anxiety, and you may really think that you are going crazy actually. I thought for a moment that I was going crazy. I was like, doctor, help me. I'm going crazy. But then I came up to the concept of spiritual awakening and spiritual concepts like Kundalini energy. I came up to spiritual concepts and ways in which this universe works, and I've realized that wow, we really have the potential to awaken. We really have the potential to open our pineal gland. We really have the potential to really see beyond the limits of the limited physical world. We really are angels. We really are connected to the divine realm. We really are connected to that source energy. We are really connected to heaven itself. And yes, the first thing in my awakening was anxiety. I didn't really know what to do with it, but I've realized that the more that the energy was coming to my body, and the more that the energy was raising through my chakra system, I got to really actually rebalance it a bit more. And I've realized that, wow, life is amazing. I've never experienced this before. What is this? What is this? What is happening? I was like, what is happening? I was really excited about it in a way, and I found a new potential. I found a new way of living. And yes guys, spiritual awakening is real. Spiritual awakening is real, and so many individuals are awakening here on the planet. Okay, so many individuals are awakening, because what is happening is the fact that expansion is the only choice, change is the only constant, and the universe wants to expand with us awakening. Okay, we are living in amazing times. We are entering the age of Aquarius, which is the age of awakening, the age of information. We are really in a way going back in, they knew about this in ancient times. They knew about awakening in ancient times. And what happens is the fact that we are getting to actually access these new ways of living. Okay, so back to the story. I really felt a good positive energy in my body. It was like life was different, and it was like I was reborn. This is what happened. It was like I was really in a new state of consciousness, which was really exciting, but what I came to realize was the fact that a spiritual awakening also brings a lot of, let's not say trouble, but let's say suffering. Okay, because when this energy awakens, you are cleansing your subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind holds every experience that you've had, not only in this lifetime but also in past lives, also in past lifetimes. Okay, so what happens was the fact that this Kundalini energy actually triggered inside of myself some really unpleasant energies, some really unpleasant emotions that were really hard to deal with, and this is when the dark night of the soul comes in my journey. Now, the dark night of the soul is something symbolic, not necessarily symbolic, but it is something that the spiritual seeker actually goes through. Now, everybody may go through the dark night of the soul in this life from time to time, and it is really a period of death and rebirth. I was realizing that I had to question myself. I really had to question what my consciousness was about. I really had to question what my suffering was about, you know. And I've realized that yes, it may be related to our past life. It may be related to our actions. It may be related to our karmic experiences. And in a way, we have to cleanse our energetic body. This is what I've learned, that this energy that was really rough to experience was in a way there for me in order for me to actually expand and for me to actually understand it. And right now I'm grateful for the experience. I'm grateful for the experience, and even if it was so painful, I've got to realize that it was there for me, and I had to integrate it. I had to really let go of parts of myself that were not serving me, you know. And it's been a long trip. It's been a rough trip. But what I come to realize is the fact that we are always protected. We are always guided. And the universe actually never gives you more than you can handle, you know? So my suggestion is, if you are experiencing rough moments, if you are experiencing rough experiences, just enjoy it. Try as much as possible to be with it. Try as much as possible to really go within yourself and really question the experience. What is happening? Why is it happening? You know, the dark night of the soul is also called spiritual emergency. It's also called spiritual crisis. Now, a crisis is not easy to experience, and it wasn't easy to experience from my perspective. It was actually the roughest experience of my life. And I had to actually learn how to slow down. I had to really learn how to listen to myself, to my intuition, you know. And yes, I've in this journey, after this process, after this rough energy, in a way, I managed to balance it, but in a way it was still rough to experience that energy, because I was cleansing myself. I was cleansing my energy. I was cleansing my emotional body. I was cleansing my spirit. And trust me, right now it's still not easy, but it got me way fucking stronger, smarter, more intuitive. I got to actually get to be reborn out of this dark night of the soul. So yeah, it happens. It happens. We go through rough moments, but the strongest warriors actually go through the roughest battles. Okay, I believe that I'm a strong warrior. Even if sometimes it feels like I'm too sensitive and I'm too emotional, I love myself in a way that I think of myself like I am a warrior, a king, you know, because I deserve it. I deserve to be who I truly am, and I love myself. In this dark night of the soul experience, what I've learned was the fact that even if it seemed like I couldn't really handle these experiences, I had to love myself in the process, you know. I had to learn to love myself in the process. Self-love is important. Don't judge yourself. Don't regret anything in this life. Even your mistakes, don't regret it. And learn how to really integrate it. I had to learn to be my own self. I had to learn how to do things on my own because I felt disconnected from my source. I felt disconnected from my higher self. I felt disconnected from that good feeling that happened in the first stage of the spiritual awakening. And it also got me in trouble. It also got me in doing lots of stupid things. But I've learned from the experience. I've learned to slow down. And now here I am standing, creating my life and really trying to enjoy life as much as possible. Still hurt maybe, still hurt by some experiences, still heartbroken maybe, but I love myself. You know, and I realized that it's so important to actually take care of ourselves. It's so important to take care of ourselves. It's so important to love ourselves, even in the roughest moments. And the interesting part was the fact that, in a way, my crisis is actually valid. It's actually valid, and there are a lot of theories about the spiritual crisis. You're not crazy, you're just waking up, guys. If you feel like you are in a crisis, trust me, you're not crazy. I don't believe in classical medicine calling people crazy and going through a psychosis or something. I don't believe that. What I believe is happening is the fact that we are actually cleansing energy, stuck energies in our bodies. And we are learning to actually become a new person. So there is healing potential in your crisis because you are cleansing. Okay, when the energy comes up, you are actually cleansing it. And trust me, you're not cleansing it only from this life, you are cleansing it from all kind of past lives maybe. Because everything is connected, everything is happening in the now. And you gotta become your best version. This is the purpose of evolution. You gotta become your best self. So yeah, here I am standing, expressing myself through these videos. I may still not be understood. My story may still not be understood, but I appreciate it. I love it. I integrate it. I honor it. And I don't really care what other people think of me. This is actually what I've learned in my spiritual awakening journey. That I don't have to care what other people think of me. As long as I am doing my work, as long as I am peaceful, as long as I am expressing myself, and as long as I am becoming a lion and stronger and stronger and stronger, I'm doing my thing and I love myself, and it actually works. It actually works as really good. So yeah, this is the story of my spiritual awakening journey. It goes on, and it's one of the most beautiful gifts that the universe could actually offer me, and I will always appreciate it. Okay, so if you are on the spiritual journey, if you are on the spiritual awakening process and you want to connect, I also started a podcast series. So if you want to really connect with me on doing some podcasts together, feel free to actually contact me and tell me about your journey, your story, your darkness, your shadow, your painful moments. Because there is beauty in the dark. Yes, there is beauty in the dark. Right now I'm thinking the fact that I was really hurt, but there was actually a beauty in it. And the beauty was the fact that I got to learn something out of it. And I got to actually celebrate it, even if it was rough as hell. Guys, thanks for watching. This was my story of spiritual awakening. I really feel like I'm healing a lot, and I really feel like I'm going back home into myself, into the inner self, into that abundant self, into that healed version. Okay, so yeah, thank you for watching, and see you on what is coming up next. I love you so much. This is my spiritual awakening story. It goes on. Life comes and go. I almost said something stupid. Life goes on. Make sure that you are actually experiencing life at your own pace. Make sure that you are experiencing life at your own rhythm, and dare to open your heart to the experience of love. I love you.